Okay. Then elections, because we said we will do so. Release. What else? Maybe some harvest post-mortem. Okay, let's start with that, and if anyone has more topics, we'll cover them. Then status, just to see what happened, if Sipke worked or not. Many things. Many things. Whoa! Whoa! Even me? Cool. So what happened since last time? Which was this thing? Updated Azure SDK. Yes, I remember that for 19x and 192. Otherwise, we could not deploy the cloud service from Visual Studio. Fixing merge, then work context accessor must be a pull request. I think this is for web APIs, but I'm not sure. This looks weird.
Hey, Sebastian.
Sure.
I was looking at the Azure SDK update for 2.7, and I noticed that it was using Azure Storage 5.0.0.0. And when I tried to download the NuGet package for a separate project, the only version that we can download is 5.0.2. So would it make sense to actually have that be 5.0.2 to match the version numbers?
I think it's 5.0.2. Maybe there is a redirection. Yeah, if you can fix it, please fix it.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Create pull request. I want to see what's the change before, because I remember I did a bunch of redirections. Where is that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where is the different? This one. 564. Oh no, you're right. Storage 5000. Okay, weird. Maybe there's a new one then since then.
Yeah, I mean they're up to like 6.0 now, but I was just pulling down
I
5.0.2.
updated it last week. What is that?
I'm just talking about the NuGet package for Azure Storage. Yeah, totally weird.
Okay, weird.
But yeah, I'll submit a PR for it.
So this thing, where is that? Which branch? In no branch, in no tag. Worst case is in dev, but yeah, those changes. Yeah, so my god. Yeah, I approved them. I think I merged them. I think there were some issues in the in the logging. This one is about draft indexation in the search module, layout editor improvements. Okay. Dev into widget, so widget elements. It's a branch. This one is in dev. So layout editor again. Widgets render title import. Daniel won't be happy with that. With that. Merge from Ultra Dev, clean up after merge Azure update 19x. Yeah, clean up. Okay. Yeah, clean up, it depends on whatever configuration you have here. jQuery type definition. Okay. Merge, then pull request. Pull request, this is the one from Chris, I assume, during harvest. And actually I want to question, is Chris? No, Chris is not here. Chris is not here. But if you look at the code, if you remember his session last week, if you were there, what he found is that in a loop he was showing something dot record, so layer part dot record, and I frowned because this code we will have seen it before, and if you look, this is not the same code. There is no layer part dot record anywhere here, and layer part is an info set, so it should not hit the record if you don't explicitly call record. So unless the dot content item is the culprit and not the dot record as he mentioned, then it's okay. Or then we should not need that. So we need to verify that the issue is actually that this thing is calling the record. And then if we just need an ID, we can do active layer dot ID and not call the content item, and it will solve the issue even better than preloading everything. So still open. Merge branch, same thing. This one is the so this is the change from Jean-Thierry, and apparently it's Piotr who pulled it.
What does it do?
I don't know. I don't understand the code. Well, this okay. Let's check if the HTTP context is not null, but it should not be null. Default cache storage provider, because it's always mocked if there is none. And this one is checking for background context. This is the kind of thing we explicitly reverted when we had all the issues a month ago. So I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused by this. Was this change originally in relation? This change was originally in relation to the work that Sibka originally committed, right?
We removed everything from the thing you're mentioning.
Yeah, but was this outstanding? Was this an outstanding pull request at the time?
No, we cleaned all the pull requests. That must be a new pull request.
Okay.
Pull request 5887. Created 12 days ago. Okay, so it's an issue with the background task for sure. The enemy is called in the context of a background task.
Oh, okay. So where you don't have HTTP context.
There should be. That's the issue. There should be an HTTP context. It should be mocked.
Well, that was the placeholder HTTP context was okay. I thought that was reverted.
Okay. This. It was in dev, right? This one. Boom. Okay, this one from Jeff and Co. Tokenizer, this is improvements and tokenizations with the list. Now there is a list support for tokens. In dev, Michael Yates must be on taxonomy. No, this one is custom form wrapper. It's yeah, this we took it from triage on Thursday. Missing a property. Custom for part driver, missing authorization check. No, it's yes, but checking if the object is a draft before publishing the form and writing a message. But again, this module is deprecated, so it doesn't really matter. But still, well, it doesn't break anything, so that was fine. Fixing also from Sipke, I assume fixes the unit test with the spec flow test, which were not working anymore because of the new homepage thing. Layout part. Auto part layout editor data. Yeah, that's weird. Must be me who broke it. That's weird. This one is about taxonomy improvement. Yes, that's something I reviewed and I commented and asked for changes. And the idea is that when there is an import-export of taxonomy terms or content item with taxonomy terms, the count of these items for each term is done only once and not as many times as the term is assigned to content item. So it's like keeping a list of the content items which have to be recounted, or the terms which have to be recounted, and then processing it once with a term count processor, which is the same thing that we do for the blog archive. This one is, and those are in dev, this one is checking, well, adding a new permission for manage templates, which is by default assigned to the administrator only. And another one, taxonomy field driver. Let me see. This one was to keep the editor values even if there is a validation issue. So it's just calling this thing twice from edit and update edit. This was easy, and this one is apparently loading the latest version of the container in the list. Okay. This is implementing another property that is needed in the HTTP request placeholder, the one that we should have also in background task, because this is the goal of HTTP request placeholder, to be available in background tasks or in tasks where there is no HTTP context. This is the same thing. This is reverting some change from SIPK. Yeah, changes on the import-export pipeline. Updated the gulp pipeline. Woohoo, that's a lot of things updated here. I assume because if you change the gulp processing, all the libraries, the generated libraries, have to be updated too. Okay, but checking this one. Okay, it's the versions here. Okay. And this one is header. I don't know what header does, but we'll try. Oh, it's adding a header to the generated file. Okay. Which means all these files should have a header now, if I understand it correctly. No, it doesn't. So I didn't understand it correctly.
Yeah, you should look not at the assets, but at the scripts folder. That assets is like the input, scripts is the output. That should have a header.
Okay, scripts. Okay, good, thank you. Import completed event. So this is an event that SIPK created so that you can do something when the batch of import is done. So you can safely do relationships between imported elements, imported content items, sorry. This was for the layout and also the projections. Same thing. Web API DLL. Yeah, that's the new DLLs. So this is Nick who merged it. Rename the method and improved logging messages.
Yeah, the idea here is that originally we would have the batched import, but now we also have the import completed event, which also happens in a batched manner. But I'm using the same method, a private method, which used logging statements. But then there wasn't a way to distinguish the import phase from the import completed phase. That's what you see here.
Okay. Content import to iContent manager. Complete import.
So you need to this is invoked from the content step, import step, but the deployments feature, for example, would also leverage import, and then it needs to also invoke that import completed phase. And this makes it easier to invoke. It's just unfortunate that the import happens in a thing like content step, which takes care of things, and now it needs to invoke import as well as complete
Are you sure
import.
you want to do it this way?
No, we can discuss this.
No, there is a invoke method extension which will do that and try catch everything and just continue on the next handler.
Oh, okay. I can look it up.
This is what we do for every other
event handler thing.
Yeah. not event handler, but content handler. Batch label. Okay. Merge. Import completed. Import export. Order of exported content part elements. Okay. And this one is removed. Okay, good. Which is actually, don't create indexes all the time just by default. Be careful. Good. I have 15 commits. What is that? Oh, this is the session. Okay. Good. So much done, even though there was no time to work on it. Then I ship demos. Who wants to start? Wesley?
Sure, I can go ahead.
Oh, I need to make you a presenter. And also Nick. Okay, you can present. I assume it's about the Azure Authentication module?
Yes. So I'll explain what the module is, and then show you how it's working, and then kind of go over some of the highlights of the implementation, maybe some things we still have some issues with. But this is, I've got a default Orchard install here. So what this does is essentially suppresses Orchard's default forms authentication with authentication to Azure's Active Directory, though it still creates a local Orchard account to take advantage of the Orchard role system and other things like that. So got it here. Modules. So one thing we have to do first, and this is up on GitHub, this is in the README, but hopefully we can resolve this in the future with maybe doing some type of claims-based role assignment. But for now, before you enable this module, it's important to create, if you've got an Azure Active Directory username, you want to insert that user into Orchard as an administrator so you can get back to the dashboard. Because once you enable this module, it will override the default authentication, and the admin user you will no longer be able to log in as. So for now, that's how that works. So hopefully we can resolve that a little down the road. So we'll go to our modules, enable. And now we've got site settings here. We can set, if anyone who's familiar with Azure Active Directory and ever created applications for it, set your settings here. A lot of the defaults will work for us that I've got put in there, but I created an application for us to demo this. So I'll put my client ID here and my app name. I've got hints here that tell you what the defaults are. Other than that, settings here that can enable bearer token authentication if you have need of that in your application. SSL protocol for valid audience. Set that because in my initial dev work on this, I didn't have HTTPS enabled on my local box and just started developing that way, and then later realized I should enable that, and then thought, well, it might be just good for a setting. It was just changing the valid audience string and the OWN middleware registration, and this is done with OWN middleware. This was blogged about here. This enable machine key data protection for Azure website. We've got this up. We tried to install this on an Azure website, and ran into some problems getting an error with the data protection provider. So this sets up a fix for that if you enable this. And I'll show you that when we show you some of the code parts. But so save that. We've got it enabled. So we'll go back to the dashboard here, and since we kind of had forms authentication when we started this, we'll go clear our cookies, so that's gone. And then, oh, well, that's fun. 1 minute.
Always during demos.
Yep.
Isn't the URL for a tenant wrong? Guess you left empty, and you know it looks like unable to create.
I did. I left that empty. That's where I messed up. Yep. Thank you. So let's go put that in, which might be difficult since I can't log back in now. So let's disable it and then. 1 second. Awesome. Sorry about that. I'll have to rerun it because apparently my Orchard code generation decided not to work, or feature disable is not working either.
You can rename the module.txt to underscore module.txt. Which will let you authenticate using admin. Then you re-enable it, it will restart, but you will still have the cookie.
Okay. Well, already deleted my site settings, so I'll explain that to me again, and I'll keep that in mind the next time this happens, because it probably will happen again.
Yeah, and we might need to either document it or find a good solution to that, because people will screw up their settings.
Yeah, yeah.
So in the meantime, while you're setting up, so I talked to a few of you and asking if we should have this module by default in the Azure module in core, because lots of people ask for that, ask for a way to authenticate on Azure AD, even more if you have the Azure module and Azure services. Nobody complained about it and said yes, definitely. So if anyone is against that, Zoltan, Piotr.
Well, why not? If it's in a separate feature.
It's a separate feature, that's right, in the Azure module.
Alright.
It's based on the win. Oh yeah, you didn't mention that. So actually, so what was the timeline? That's weird, because yeah, I have a customer in Microsoft who wanted to connect using Azure AD. I pointed him to the module I was using for my own needs internally, and it didn't work. It was a pain to configure. And then, so Wesley and Jamie, sorry,
Yes.
is here, tweeted about the module they were working on and the issue they had, and I say, okay, ship it, we need that. So they put it on GitHub, and they were using it using the OWIN middlewares that we have now in 1.9. So I found it interesting,
All right, here we go.
and it seems to work.
Yep.
Good. And then you create the user account based.
Yeah. So right now, by default, if you were to have an Azure Active Directory user that would log in, it'll create their user, but they won't. If you wanted them to have admin privileges, for instance, you'd have to go in and configure that. It just creates a default user with no roles or specific permissions. So, like I said.
So I guess you don't have the roles to group mapping already?
No, not yet. That's the next kind
Okay.
of step we're looking to implement.
Yeah, you can have roles also in Azure AD, and the
Yeah.
idea will be that once you log in, it will browse the groups from Azure AD, and if it matches a role in Orchard,
Yeah.
let me assign you the role.
Yep,
So that would be how to do that actually. Only when you log in, because then if you have the cookie, you don't need to sync every time, just when you log in, because it's costly to query all these groups, even more if you have thousands of groups. So this and this will do it. Another thing I was thinking about, Zoltan, is that so you created, Wesley, an account and you set a password, and even when you create dynamically a new account from Azure, from the Azure account, you will have to set a password, or it will be generated automatically with a hash and everything.
Yeah.
I was thinking about having a different mode, so in Orchard we have different modes like clear, hashed, and encoded. Maybe we need a fourth mode, which will be external, so that the authentication, the forms authentication, will actually not try to even decode a password and just say, no, I am not allowed to decode a password. It's not clear, it's not encoded, it's not hashed, it's external. So something else should map the user to this record, to prevent, even if you have the Azure module, to prevent anyone from actually trying to log as the actual account with the actual password.
Or it could be maybe none, because it would mean that no password was set.
Yep. Something.
So we could actually reuse it in many more situations.
And what I've done thus far is I've overrode the login and logout routes in my modules routes files, and also in my account controller I use this attribute for suppressing the dependency on the
I'm not sure it works.
users.
I'm not sure it does anything. I saw this code and I'm like, I don't think it does anything.
Well, it may not work now. I don't know, since we pulled in 1.9.2, but when I originally did this, I had not overridden the routes, and this did work, at least to an extent. And again, I overrode the routes. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly to what extent that works.
I will try.
At one time it did.
Yeah. Because you can override the routes, good,
Yeah.
and we talked about it privately, but you could still use the default route to hit the controller of the forms module.
Yeah.
So in this case, you say it's even taking over the controller itself. Yeah. Okay. Why not? I will try that to see if it actually works.
Yep.
Okay. Good.
All right.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we'll look into getting it in the core, but please go on with your branch, with your repository. There are a few changes I already issues for, and I saw also in the UI there are some discrepancies. Just you don't care right now because you have to make the module work instead of no, this is not the correct size or the correct class for this. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Very nice.
Yep.
Next, Nick.
Hey, can you give me presenter rights?
You left.
Yeah, I had to. My link stopped working.
Okay, go.
Sorry, or Skype stopped working or whatever. Okay.
Did you recognize Wesley's accent?
What, me?
Anyone? I think it's the first time I actually hear an accent and
you see my screen?
Are you from there, Wesley, or maybe?
I am. I've been born and raised.
So
East
okay,
Tennessee.
it's funny. Yes, we can see.
Okay, cool. Right, so I'm going to demo. So I've ported over the command line stuff for Orchard over to Brochard 2.0 or Orchard 2.0 or whatever. So first thing is I'm just going to show you how to kick up the site without the command line, and then I'll show you how it looks with the tenant.
So you're actually following the task list?
Task list? Yes, I am following my task line to do task list. I even checked it off.
Cool.
Right, so first off, we need to kick up Kestrel. So that's our web server host. So let's kick that up. So this is instantiated in my client. So the next thing I'm going to do is create my tenant. And before I do that, just to show you, there's no tenants in app.data or app_data, sorry. So if I move this over here. So this is, I have two views, and this will be my first one. It's lovely. So if I type in foo and finish setup, there's a small performance hit in this at the moment due to Entity Framework. But there you go, that's my second view. So it's now created my tenant. You can see that here, tenant foo, lovely. The next thing is, let me just kill this off. So it's done a whole bunch of stuff. It's basically every message that can be output in the framework, I just output to the desktop for the time being. So next thing is the command line stuff, because I needed a tenant in order for it to work, because I haven't ported commands over for setup. So to run DNX again and run. And in theory, it should work. There we go. So we now have our Orchard command line.
So I assume we lost Nick.
No,
he's back.
Can you not hear me?
Very low.
Oh, okay.
Now it's better.
Is it better?
Yeah, now it's good now. Yeah.
Okay. So, where did I get to? Where did you guys hear me up to?
I don't know. 10 seconds we lost. It loaded. You said it. You see, obviously it worked, and boom.
Okay, right. Let me go back then. So, you can see that there's a tenant that's set up called foo. Yeah. So. The next thing is we want to kick up the command line stuff, okay? So in order to do that, we do dnx run. And that will kick up our command line. Same as orchard.exe. So here we go, we've got our command line, orchard. Okay, so the next part is we need a command name. Now, I have a default module that's enabled already. So if I pull that in, we have a default demo module, and we have a command in here called demo hello world. So let's copy that, paste that into here. Now you can see that the module only works.
Beautiful.
Hello world. Hi there from hello world. So if I go and show you again the code, you can see that I'm outputting hi there from hello world. So it works per tenant. So tenants are multi-tenancy is there, which is quite nice. Now, in order to get this to work, was actually some of it was a pain and some of it was really easy. I'll show you the really easy part because the pain part is not worth knowing. So Orchard.web now has a program part, program.cs file in it. So startup being for a web application and program being for your console application. And in this time, this is our console. So run is specified in my project.json file. to kick up run. And then in my program.cs file, this is where it kicks up. I specify my server in order to kick up, and then my host. So when I kick up Kestrel is going to actually kick up that. So it will actually just kick up my web server as it always has previously. So I can then execute commands directly against my web host. And then it will break down just as it previously has done with orchard.exe. And I don't need an exe file in order to do this. I just have my client. That is my demo.
Okay. Well, the issue is that it still has to load Orchard in a
But
separate process.
it previously had to load Orchard anyway.
I agree. But
And you can't do
this is the same issue.
multi-tenancy without it.
Yeah, I understand. This is one of the drawbacks of having a command line like this, and this is why we also need the command inside the web app too, so that we can use the existing shells and not restart them. If you have only one website, that's good. I mean, that's already good.
So you can actually you can also execute the two DNXs at the same time. So I can have this running at the same time as having this running.
But it will be the same application? There will be two different shells in memory.
It will be two different shells because it will be two different DNXs.
Zoltan will fix it.
Zoltan will fix it. No, that's good. It's actually a good thing. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. You just have to be aware of the drawbacks of this thing, of this solution.
What you guys think that we could actually when we were PowerShell, PowerShell. Because it would be much easier now to integrate PowerShell as a first-class citizen than we did with Orchard, because it was more problematic to run those commands, especially running inside the same app domain.
Yeah.
Right now it seems like very easy.
It's okay as long as
I don't use app domains. I'm not doing any of that.
You use that. Everything is running inside some app domain, right?
Well, yes, but I don't need to specify app domains in order to make this work. I just specify my web host and it just does it. That's great, and it's great. It's easy.
And it will be easier for anyone to integrate PowerShell if they want to integrate PowerShell.
Absolutely. Super easy.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Nick. Good demos. Then I will share my screen, and it worked. Crazy. Screen. Elections. So I assume we'll do exactly the same thing as last year. So I will duplicate the announcement, and we'll kick it off next week. So because everything will be ready, and we can say, okay, starting from now we can vote with the same rules, meaning you need to have been active on GitHub or on Codeplex the past year. I think we were not on GitHub last year exactly, no. So Codeplex or GitHub, same thing, same number of votes as last year, same procedure. We'll ask Brett as usual to host the elections. I'm sure he will agree with that. What else? Any questions? It's a robust process, so just want to answer anyone who has questions about that. You can't spread your votes on the same guy, like, oh, I will vote 5 times for the same one. No. What else? Usual thing. Elections. Yeah, right. Codeplex. Right. It can't be that easy. It's uncodePlex. I'll find it. Yeah. Or maybe someone found it already and is sharing the link. No. Okay, that's fine. So election will start. Then releases 192 still pending because I'm working on these videos for the harvest. That's crazy. I'm learning a lot, but at the same time, it's a lot of work. I tweeted that I discovered today that Adobe Premiere doesn't like how is it called? How is it called? Frame rate.
Variable frame rate.
Variable frame rate videos. It doesn't like it. So it's funny because let me show you. Yeah, you can see my screen. So let me show you how it goes. If I go, so I have already, let's say, 7 videos ready. Very nice, and all. Yeah, I can do that. Bertrand, it still works. Yeah, look at what it looks like. Can you see my screen? Can you hear the sound? Well, you don't care about the sound.
No.
That's fine. So yeah, I think it's good like this. So the PowerPoint on the left, the video on the right. Beautiful. Quality is very nice. And I'm not sure I did that for this one, but in the end, for the questions and answers, I'm moving to a full screen on the presenter. This one has been ready since Friday, and I've done that for many of them, so they're ready. See, beautiful. And you see full screen for the questions. So it works quite nicely. The only issue I have is with Sipke. I don't know why. Sipke gave 2 sessions, and for each of these sessions, the sound and the video are completely desynchronized, and also the PowerPoint, the screencast from his laptop is completely synchronized. And even after I try to convert them in constant frame rate, so I have difficulties with these 2 ones, but most of them are already processed. So I'm working on that, and this is taking my time to release 192. Yeah.
Hey Sebastian, I submitted another PR because I was looking at the issues that are milestone with 192 on GitHub.
Yes.
And there's another PR submitted. It looks like all 3 issues left are media library related.
Mm-hmm.
I posted one of the issues that I can't reproduce myself, but I fixed a few of the other ones, and I found a couple other issues that I also are included in the PR.
One might be related to multi-tenancy. I have to check multi-tenancy.
Yeah, issue 5896, where he was saying like the Azure storage, blob storage file name is wrong. It doesn't save the right file name. I couldn't reproduce it. Like I created a new tenant. I uploaded new media using the media library. I never hit that. I posted a comment on it.
Okay.
So hopefully you can send us the code for it. But
thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
Good. So yeah, videos are almost released. 1.2 is almost ready too. So everything should go fine this week. Harvest.
What about the gallery?
The gallery, same thing. I still need the time to work on that. But I didn't show you the progress on Harvest. Did I? No, I didn't. Same thing. It's almost ready. It was working for me. I could upload packages. I could actually release it as a beta test for people to test the gallery. It's a different storage, so we won't break anything, and we could see if people find issues or have issues and then ship it. This could be the good process for that. I don't even think I have anything to code more on the current state. Yes, I just need to display the screenshots that we set on the package versions. That's almost all about it, I think. So I will try to deploy that, but I think 192 and the videos will come first, then the gallery. Other questions? What did I miss? And that. Nice thing with the gallery is that it will be much easier for everyone to set up their own gallery. That will be so easy. It's crazy. Just enable the module. Download the module. The gallery should be in the gallery, by the way. This will be awesome. Because the gallery is just a module that you just have to enable to have a fully functional gallery. You can just download the gallery from the gallery. 1.10 right after. Anything else? And start the work on the next thing. Okay. Postmortem harvest. What went well, what went bad. Location. So Bertrand published his trip report on his blog, and something he mentioned is that, well, many things. The location was nice because I think close to city center, meaning social activity all the time. This was very nice compared to Redmond. After Redmond, every day after the sessions, everyone will go to their hotel. Okay, so there was no social activities after that. Apart from the first dinner night, there was no way to gather with everyone. Contrary to this year, where at lunch, every time people would just eat together, drink together, and even at the hotel. So that was very, very different. That was nice. What was nice also was the weather. Fuck this weather, crazy. Weather. See, it was great. I'm just taking notes and trying to get ideas for next time to make things as better than this year. What went bad? Location.
Why was the location bad?
Well, not as accessible as Amsterdam / other big cities. Okay. Because to go there, everyone had to get a connection, even from Europe mostly. Amsterdam, you go there from everywhere in the world. So even from Seattle, we had no connection. Seattle, Amsterdam. I'm sure from Poland or from Hungary, it was also very easy. Maybe Frankfurt. But Alicante was harder to get there. Cheap. It was crazy cheap. Even Nick, you can mention this anecdote. You wanted to pay more. You thought the guy had made a mistake because he gave you back all the money you gave him. You say no, it's that cheap.
I remember that.
Cheap beer.
Crazy. Even for the organization, it was much easier to pay for everything in terms of budget.
Yeah, well, the dinners and everything, every night, and beer, insane.
Good food, very good food.
Bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I was gonna say internet connection was spotty.
The issue is that every
Really?
time. Yes.
It depends on the hotel.
Yes, but no, every hotel is the same. Every time they say you will have a dedicated broadband, whatever, 800 megabytes, just for you, full of crap every year.
But I was in a hotel.
It wasn't the speed so much; it was just crapping out.
Yeah.
Like DNS was failing at some point, or we don't know what was going on, but it was just you couldn't browse at all.
Yeah, but it was the same with the cell phone signal connection. I had like 5 bars LTE when I went, in the evening, but it was like, I don't know, 30 kilobits per second.
Wi-Fi was an issue, but there is no way we can ensure it will work for us. The only way to ensure is that let's send them a tool which will emulate 100 connections on Wi-Fi at the same time, and there is no way we can check that. That's the issue. But the only thing we could do is say, okay, we want a refund because the Wi-Fi was bad. We don't care about refund. We really want a good Wi-Fi. So bad Wi-Fi. In terms of sessions, agenda and everything, I really think I could have used another day this year.
Or at least an extra session a day. I felt like it ended early.
It went so fast. Redmond was 3 days, and I thought it was kind of too long, too much stuff every day. But this year it went too fast. I don't know why.
Because it was too funny.
You're welcome. What do you say, Sipke?
So some people, they ask about workshops on a third day.
Correct. So on the first day, we talked about it like the last 2 years. Should we do that? It was hard to organize because workshop meaning let's do the Sunday two half-day sessions like advanced orchard development, or I don't know, creating a theme or using orchard, whatever, like trainings.
Also, just interested
Apparently,
in just the
I was talking
workshops.
by myself.
Yeah, you were talking to yourself and you dropped.
Yep.
Yes, we can't see your video. Or yeah, you just dropped.
I was asking questions and nobody was answering. So I created an IDs section workshop.
You represent? Yeah.
I'm presenting. So can you tell me for the sessions, too many, not too many, longer?
More
Sessions, but same days, 2 days?
Or the same amount of sessions, but spread over, but more sessions, but over 3 days, potentially.
Yeah, 3 days would be great, but it would also mean that less people would be able to come.
Yep.
So.
Possibly more expensive.
Yep.
Maybe sessions on one day.
Well, if there are the workshops and 2 days, that might be enough.
But actually it depends on where, because, for example, in Alicante, quite a lot of people just stayed there anyways for more than 2 days.
So that's why the location was important, family friendly. So meaning, we need family friendly, meaning people need to be able to take vacations as part of their harvest. people did that in Alicante.
Oh yeah, they did.
And yeah, it needs to be family friendly so that it enables people to say, okay, I will take vacations to go to the harvest, and I will take longer vacations to stay and enjoy it with my family. Or while I'm doing the sessions, my family can enjoy the location and whatever. So I think that will be a nice way. The Redmond is definitely not family friendly in this matter. Okay. Something I mentioned while I was not connected is that I think the snack in the morning we could have done without it. Drinks were fine, but
Yeah, that first break kind of derailed everything because
too early maybe after 1-2 sessions, and
yeah, and it was long.
not that long technically, 20 minutes, but the lunch was very close to that. So actually I was not even hungry for the lunch. Yeah, maybe better drinks and less snack. It's not a question of money, it's just a question of agenda and organization. Okay. Anything to mention?
Sebastian, you were speaking about which snacks? The first day?
No, I mean the snacks every day in the morning.
Oh, every day.
10:40 to 11.
Oh yeah. But it was kind of so the moment when we we went to this patio stuff.
Yes.
It's kind of great.
It was nice, but yeah, very
was nice.
expensive for what you were eating. Honestly.
Yeah. It's probably because of the hotel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Still, I'm not even sure we needed that. So that's why I'm saying maybe focus on better drinks.
But once,
all day long,
just once.
Having a break,
like
yeah,
that.
maybe, but yeah, the food break, I'm not sure. 1 hour after, we are going to lunch, so it's like, yeah, or maybe have a lunch, but yeah, I don't know. Okay. Anything else to mention? Even in private, if you want to complain about everything, just send me an email. That's fine.
Live stream?
What?
Live stream?
We had the options to do that. It was very cheap, but I don't think it would have been interesting. Live stream, because live streaming means people will have to be at the same time able to watch it.
Yeah, time zone could be tricky.
Time zone, and even it's during work day, so if you are at work.
But you can always watch it after the fact, right? After you live stream.
That's what we do. We record it and we do better videos after that.
Yeah.
If we do live stream, we'll say, okay, we record the live stream and the directing will be worse.
Yeah, that's true.
So I prefer to have the videos like we do, better quality. But it's still, and you see the network was very bad, so meaning we will have stopped everything. Oh, live streaming is not working anymore. People will have complained and everything. So yeah, too much hassle. We already have not that many conferences have the sessions recorded, like we do. Okay, so feel free.
Sebastian, one more bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
The bad thing was that the bars and restaurants, they had to take our chairs and tables when we were outside at 1 a.m. So that was a bad thing.
What?
And just stand down. Okay, you were not there, but I don't know what time exactly was that, but when we were sitting outside, it was just like this very specific hour that they need to clear everything, like chairs, tables from outside. So we need to just stand there, but.
You mean at night?
Yeah, but I'm just nitpicking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe because it was the more, summer.
I'm just nitpicking.
Okay. Okay,
it was
good.
Great anyway.
Anything else to mention for the meeting? Did I miss something? .192 is done pending 3 pull requests from Gustavo. Any of the presentation made at Harvest available online? Not yet. I have them ready. I just need to push them to YouTube. By the way, I need the account to publish it. If you know who has that, I assume it's Silan, but I sent him an email. That's where. Okay, good. Thanks everyone.
Thanks,
See you
guys.
on Thursday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Sebastian,
Bye.
is your keynote going to be available somewhere soon?
Yeah, it's also ready.
Okay, great.
It's
Cool.
there. You liked it, didn't you?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Especially the Tears in Heaven part.
And
Yeah, so the keynote is actually in two parts. There will be a video
Correct.
with Sebastian and the video with Nick and I.
Keynote and CMS of the future. I call it Keynote Bertrand and CMS of the future, but yours is more the keynote than mine. I don't know how to call it. But just for you.
Intros.
Just for you, Piotr. You are here.
Welcome, something like
You see,
that.
I did it
Oh
manually.
no!
I did it manually because we didn't have the screencaps record. Look at this fading. Look at this fading. Crossfade.
Beautiful.
And that exported from the PowerPoints. Look at that. Boom, boom.
But is there
Additive fade.
music?
Additive fade. You see additive fade? Boom. Take
Boom,
that at a
boom.
Premiere.
But is the music from the background?
No, the music is recorded directly in line.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it's perfect. The sound is perfect.
Yeah, well, we'll get to the MCA takedown notice from that, but
No,
This
it's
is
10
what-
seconds every time. So
okay.
I explicitly chose like 10 seconds every time.
Nice.
Not even close to 20 seconds, so they can't say anything. It's like Sipco is always on the camera. What's happening? Yeah, people,
No, it's the girl. It's not
people
me.
who are
it's
not
you.
here have no idea what happened actually.
Okay, it was so
Sergio
funny.
knows what happened, he was there. But the other ones, they don't know. So you will see. As soon as I have access to this YouTube account, I will publish it. I have many ready already. I enqueued all the jobs last night. And yeah, Gustavo, if you're still there, you're also done. Yeah, this is your, yeah. Well, you'll see. Good, thanks everyone.
Okay, thank you guys.
Later.
Bye bye. Later.